I don't know if he's got to go back to it. This was Rick Smith's stuff. That's like the, it's like the 10th million.
That's not a good idea.
But his head off.
Oh, yeah. I'm over in Dad probably would have liked this. Radiator cabinet. Cool.
Thank you.
That's what you see. Good plan. No cards where you're at?
Okay.
The pink group. Nicholas. Copernicus Jr. Yeah, I saw him right there.
Well, you and I know, we've had that trouble in the past with when we get into a bunch of hard. Yeah, I know.
Trying to get a good shot. All right, go ahead and stand on that side. I let him put it for you.
Drive people also. The brakes went on, the brakes went really bad.
Voice Sans the band, one of only a handful in existence today.
Wedding ring, all that.
Waiting long enough and they're real fast.
That's my husband.
Okay, live action teaching. Are you the owner?
I love Monster. It's like going to yeah. It's right. Yeah, I've been busy.
So we appreciate your being here. Thank you for being with us today. Enjoy the cars. And our tuxedo parade will be down here in just a moment with lunch for all of our car exhibitors. Thank you. Gentlemen with the lunch, you missed your mark. We need you back here, sir. You've got several hungry people watching you walk by. Donald Farr of the Farman, former editor of Mustang magazine, monthly magazine. In the blue shirt, waving at the crowd.
Before we get to Mustang, I heard a story that you used to look over the proving ground walls to look at the new cars, and that you wanted to work for Ford ever since you did that, and wanted to work at design. How did you, were you into art early on, or just something came to you was to design cars?
Thanks, Tom. Yes, I always, I was drawing cars all my life in school. In fact, I didn't pay much attention to school. My grades weren't probably the best, but I had some great car designs back then. And since I was interested in that, by the way, I remember riding my bicycle at the Ford Proving Grounds and standing and crawling up on the serpentine wall to watch the cars being tested. And then going back to school, the home or drawing the car, meeting some of the fellows at General Motors Design. That's when General Motors Design was in downtown Detroit, next to the old GM building before they moved out to the new design center. And then I met probably one of the greatest designers in Detroit at the time, Alex Tremulous, who was the head of the advanced design department for the Ford Motor Company. And Alex is a designer at Art Center College in California, in Los Angeles. And which I did 4 years later. I came back, and all of a sudden I was working for Alex Tremulous.
While you're at an art center, you have instructor Strawberry who was probably one of the most influential designers of all time. What other designers, in addition to Strawberry, tell us a little bit about him, but what other designers who you may have competed with later on when you were at Ford or General Motors or Chrysler? Were you with that at art center?
Yeah, well, no, you're right. And Strawberry was at the art center back then.
The award will be presented by Rick Schmidt. It's a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 owned by Ned Cohen from Land O'Lakes, Florida.
1969 Z28, when you hear Z28, you know that means muscle cars. Green with white racing stripes, rally wheels, a Z28, high performance 302, rear deck spoiler, just like brand new. They were called pony cars. They were built to compete with the Ford Mustangs. The Camaro came out in '67, a couple of years after the original Mustangs. And of course, we're celebrating 50th anniversary of
Mustang. It's a 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle SS, owned by Michael Marrow from Boca Raton, Florida.
And this is one of the fabulous Chevelle SS Super Sport muscle cars. Big block 396 motor, all the power in the world, white top, white interior, power windows, 4-speed and factory air. You can go fast and be comfortable in this convertible SS Chevelle. Dual exhaust and a big block 396. What a great car. Legendary Chevelle Super Sport 1966, only the second year of production for the fabulous Mustang, and ladies and gentlemen, 50 years later, Ford's still making wonderful Mustang automobiles. Here's the original body style, second year of production, 289 V8, got spinner wear wheel caps, a white interior, white top. What a great example of the early Ford Mustang. Ford projected around 100,000 to be built in 1965. And actually sold around 450,000 Mustangs the first year.
Silver Wraith, owned by Guy Lewis from Pinecrest, Florida.
Finest car in the world, ladies and gentlemen, 1952 Rolls Royce. It's a Silver Wraith limousine. Enough room in the back seat to have the whole family. What a beauty. Left-hand drive, coach-built body. Coach-built body by H.J. Mulliner and Sons. Guy, congratulations. That is a beauty. You can't hear it run. A silent Rolls-Royce Silver Wraith from 1952. Coach-built automobile.
Our next award for the Classics Best in Class, sponsored by Hemmings Motor News and presented by Jim Minetto, is a 1932 Lincoln Judkins Coupe, owned by Wellington and Janet Morton from St. John's, Florida.
Three-window coupe, coach-built by Judkins Body Company. They were a supplier of custom bodies to Lincoln Motor Car Company, 1932. This is V8 power with side mounts, the correct Greyhound cab luggage rack and box in the back, and the top of the line padded top on this 32 coupe. What a great survivor, 1932, in Birmingham green with a pinstripe and a custom Judkins body. Room for two. Lincoln, 1932.
Our next award goes to the Sports Car Group 3 Best in Class. It's sponsored by Carlisle Events, presented by Bill Miller. The 1970.
Top was extra. Notice all the brass trim. This was way before chrome and aluminum trim. Everything is brass. You had to polish the brass to keep it looking nice. This is from the brass era, when all the highlights on the car were made from brass. 1910, the car was first titled in December of 1909, Oakland, which later became part of Pontiac Motor.
Our next award is the Jim Dubai Motorcycle, presented by Rick Schmidt. It's a 1965 Shelby GT350, owned by David and Susan Turner from Sebastian, Florida.
A GT350 from Carroll Shelby. What a combination. Ford Mustang and Carroll Shelby drivetrain and motor. High performance, all the special Shelby features included on this very early coupe. 1965. One of the early Shelby Mustangs. High performance, side exhaust, 5-spoke alloy wheels. 1965 Shelby Mustang. That was a great collaboration between Ford and Carroll Shelby.
Our next award is the Chairman's Award, non-classic, sponsored by
Double overhead camshaft, hemispherical combustion chambers, 4 valves per cylinder, and 420 cubic inches. 265 horsepower. This is a Durham body. Durham is called a Durham Turster. It has a crank-up rear window out of the back of the front seat for the back seat passengers. There were 7 bodies like this made. Joey Brown had one, Howard Hughes had one, the Getty family had one. You recognize the names of half the owners of Model J Duesenberg. So that's where the same came from. It's a real doozy because they were the biggest, most powerful car on the road. 1931 Chrysler advertised that they were the most powerful American car with 112 horsepower. Duesenberg had 265. The chassis alone was $8,500, and then you had to pay for the body built by a custom body maker because Duesenberg did not build bodies. And that was another $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. So it was an expensive proposition. Thank you very much, Mr. Plaster, for showing us that incredible Model J Duesenberg long wheelbase Durham Turster double windshield Phaeton. Once owned by Doc Elsner in Crete, Iowa for many, many years. What a great car. It's a doozy.
All right, I think it's time for the presentation of our Best in Show Classic car. It is sponsored by Lake Mirrror Classic, presented by Jack Telnack and Ford Haycock. 1938 Bugatti Type 57C, owned by Richard Workman from Windermere, Florida.
Best in Show Classic. We have two best in shows, ladies and gentlemen, classic and non-classic. This is the classic automobile from 1938, a Bugatti Type 57C Atalanta Coupe. Straight 8 double red camshaft. An incredible car, one of only 5 or 6 bodies of this type built. Built by Bugatti. One of the most exotic of all European classics. Right-hand drive as all Bugattis were. And this car is supercharged. It's a rare supercharged model. Our best in show classic. Followed by
The Best in Show Non-Classic. Sponsored by Lake Mirrror Classics, presented by Jack Telnack and Ford Haycock. It is the 1956 Mercedes-Benz at 300 SC, owned by Mr. Workman from Windermere, Florida again.
Tom, you're on. Would you believe both cars from the same collection?
Oh my God.
This is our best in show non-classic, post-World War II. One of 200 made, only 49 were Cabriolets, Mercedes-Benz. What a great name in world-class automobiles, Mercedes-Benz. And ladies and gentlemen, there it is. There they are, our two best in show cars. We've all waited to see what the judges selected.